Welcome back to the Building Belmont podcast. If we haven't met before, my name is Keanu, friend, neighbor, citizen, and also a business owner in this community. Several years ago, over 5 years ago, my wife and I moved to this community and we fell in love with the people, what it had to offer, and the way that it really takes you in. And I wanted to, in some small way, support that effort to connect people, ultimately bringing people together. They don't have to like each other. They don't have to leave as friends, but connecting people. That was the catalyst for this platform. So if you haven't yet, we've interviewed several business owners in the community, got to capture their stories. Go back and listen to some of our episodes. But in this season, right now, leading into the November election, our local leadership landscape has the potential to change drastically, and change not necessarily being a bad thing, but there are 4 city council seats that are technically up for election, and our mayoral seat is up for election, given our former mayor, Charlie Martin, resigned his seat early due to health issues. Thank you for your service, Charlie. But with that being said, we have current city council member that is running for mayor. If they are elected to mayor, their seat has to be filled. There are 3 city council members that their seat is up for re-election. Some of them are running for their seat again, others are moving on, and we have local leaders that want to step up to the plate to lead. So you see, it's very important to get the community involved so you know that you are represented by your local leadership in the issues that you want to address, and ultimately the community that you want to raise your family or grow your business in. So in this season, we have partnered with other great organizations to host a forum Thursday, October 19th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. We will have a mayoral forum discussion, then a break to meet candidates, followed by a city council forum and discussion. We will have refreshments. This will be hosted at the Pointe Church on Wilkinson in Belmont. So it's a place to connect and understand, get to know more deeply what your candidates are campaigning on, what they feel best represents the community, and to make your voice heard, to be able to connect and understand what is going on or the future of our community. So ultimately, just in the beginning, this platform was about connection. It is still about connection. After the election, we will go back to interviewing and connecting with other great business owners, capturing their stories and getting to connect you with them personally. It's very inefficient for a business owner to meet with 12,000 people to tell their story. So if you're new, please like, subscribe, follow all the things in whatever platform you're seeing this on. But for right now, we're going to focus in on the elections. What we're doing now in advance of the forum is introducing you to each candidate. So all of the candidates for city council and, of course, for Belmont City Mayor have been invited to introduce themselves here. Of course, they've all been invited to the forum Thursday, October 19th. And now I am honored to introduce you to them in a short 10-minute episode so they get to share their story, why they're running, and connect you with them, but also share their information if you want to connect with them personally to understand, or to share your concerns, or to share your ideas or your vision for the community that you represent. Ultimately, all leadership is only a representation of its people in business and government, and we can't do anything about our landscape really at large as a country as much as we can do here locally. You get to meet these candidates, you get to vote for these candidates and get to understand what they're really running on and express your concerns if you have them. So we'll look forward to seeing you Thursday, October 19th. We will be live and live streaming. So if you want to join in person, there's going to be a chance between the forums to actually address or approach each candidate at the same time. We will be live streaming because this is 2023 and there's no reason anything that we're doing can't be live streamed. So we'll be live streaming to you through the Building Belmont YouTube. So subscribe here so you get notified and you're aware when that does come back around. And again, just like you, I am here to connect and grow my family as a citizen, someone that ultimately enjoys connecting people. And anything that I do, my favorite thing is connection. So that is still the purpose here. That will always be the purpose here. And we look forward to connecting you to your future leadership. Enjoy.
So I am Amanda Wall. I'm running for mayor of Belmont. I've lived here my whole life. My family history here dates back to, I believe, 1919, when my family moved here from Whiteville, North Carolina, out by the beach. I came to the Aberfoyle neighborhood, and we've been here ever since. I have really grown up in Belmont. I grew up fishing on the Catawba River with my dad. I learned how to drive on Wilkinson Boulevard. I took my prom pictures at Stowe Park. I just have a lot of really great memories here, and I want other people to make those great memories here too, including my own children. And I just I'm really passionate about Belmont. I don't want to ever leave here. This is where I've laid down my roots, and I hope that my kids continue the legacy. That's, I guess, a little bit about just my family. My professional history, I went to college for business administration. I did a little bit of, with marketing classes, accounting classes, things like that too. But business administration was my main focus. And I think that I can bring a lot of improvements to the infrastructure of Belmont, things, the way that departments are set up and how things are executed daily. I think there is some room for improvement there. I know there's a lot of other day-to-day issues that people are very passionate about. And I know that those are going to be very hot topics that we'll talk about more at the event. And I look forward to it.
Well, thank you for taking the time, of course, to introduce yourself today, but also to be a part of our event. And there will be questions as we have the mayoral forum and the city council forum separate that we'll get to dive into having more of those conversations, but more about yourself being from here, having several generations back, being from this area. Why now? Have you thought about city council or getting involved in local leadership before this election, or what prompted you to join this time?
Um, I I have thought about it. The goal actually was going to be to run for city council this term, but then with Charlie leaving, the timing just kind of felt right. I wasn't comfortable running in the last city council election with COVID, and I was home with my kids. And at that time, it was times were uncertain. Just to be fair. So I feel very comfortable right now with the way things are headed. I've had the candidate meeting, the information session they had 2 weeks ago. They're having another one Thursday, I think, just to give the candidates a heads up of what all the departments are doing in the coming months. And I think we're really headed in a great direction.
To that point, Belmont is such an attractive community, and not many people are from the area. And yet, at the same time, it is very attractive. I myself have been here for about 5 years, but I've loved what the community has done for me and my family. It's been very welcoming. And again, people really surround you to support what you're doing. I think there's a spirit of that. So at the same time, you and your family being here, were you encouraged to run? Did you have family members and friends saying, hey, maybe this is a good idea? Or is that something that you really just felt called towards?
Uh, I kind of have been, I kind of just go with in my own direction, and my family supports me. They're glad to see that I'm, how passionate I am about it. I think that's something that they're starting to get more interested in the local goings on. My mom is from Wisconsin. My dad is from here. So I've kind of had it both ways. Like I've seen the out of town experience, I've seen the local experience, and there's a lot to learn from both sides. But it's what we can all do together. That's really the beautiful thing.
I appreciate that perspective. Professionally, what was your professional background, or is your professional background that you hope to translate? You mentioned your schooling, but also I assume currently you're still working in a capacity that you want to apply to the role of mayor or city council.
Yeah, so I manage a lot of projects online, so it's kind of hard to explain a little bit. But I manage online portfolios for either digital artists or traditional artists, how they want to promote their artwork online through social media or online galleries, even some in the crypto market with the NFTs and things like that. So I've dabbled a lot with digital art and project management and community management within those. Uh, like if an art collection goes, to several different people, different pieces go to different people, there is still a community surrounding that collection, and it will continue to follow that collection for the remainder of its life. And I think that's really neat.
Well, I already have so many questions and more than, and I've said this every time. People are going to listen to this and say, really, Keanu? I mean, I am a conversationalist. I love asking questions and getting to know people. I think especially, and we won't get into this now, but we definitely will, I believe, in the forum conversation, is you are from Aberfoyle, which was an area, is an area of a lot of development that was I think it was highly, I don't want to say if it was contested, but it was a conversation, right? When it was
It was a
developed.
hot topic.
And I'd really, I think it's going to be helpful again to understand your perspective because you lived in that community. So you're not speaking to a philosophy of development. You are coming from a perspective where you live there. So
Yeah.
if you want to find out Amanda's perspective on development and Aberfoyle in particular, join us Thursday, October 19th. We're not going to tip our hand now as far as that conversation, but there is a lot to be added. And most importantly, again, is understanding that this is a thankless role in community leadership and community service. I think that every candidate, there's a lot, I'm going to say more as in more important. I don't think there's anything more important than serving your community personally, but there are a lot of things that you can do with these skill sets. So being able to step up to the plate and saying, hey, I want to serve my community. I want to give back to where my family came from and continue to do that. I really appreciate it. But people don't have to wait to connect with you.
Right.
Definitely join us at the event. How can people connect with you now? How can they get in touch with you, have conversation, or engage with your campaign?
Well, other than Thursday, there are several events. I have a Facebook page that is Amanda Wall for Belmont. And I post on there pretty much daily, I think at this point. Things are really starting to rev up. So I'm very reachable there. I don't have my messages turned off on Facebook. They're open to anyone that wants to send me any messages. Yeah, just anything. My email's out there too. I'm open to any discussions anytime. Usually, as long as it's not after 8 p.m., that is bedtime around here. Um, but yeah, I look forward to meeting everybody on Thursday and moving forward from there.
Amanda Wall for Belmont, as in the letter or the word, or the number or the word, sorry.
The word FOR.
Okay. There were a couple of people that have said for the number, and I just want to make sure. So Facebook, Amanda Wall for Belmont, and you can engage with her there. And of course, Thursday, October 19th, we're going to have our forum. There's going to be time for us to discuss on stage, both in person and live stream, but there's also going to be time where you get to meet citizens and citizens get to meet the candidates. So thank you so much for taking the time to introduce yourself today, and we'll see you at the event.
Thanks. Bye.